So before we go into JDBC details, we will do a quick recap of all what we saw yesterday. We did see what is the JDBC. You have a Java application, you have a database. Database could be anything. It could be Oracle, it could be MySQL, it could even be your Access. Okay, you can have any database. You will have a Java application. Okay, my application will use the Java API to connect to the DB with the help of a JDBC driver. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, my Java application, it will be using my Java APIs, and the connection will be made to the database with the help of a JDBC driver. This is what we saw last day. And even we saw something called steps in JDBC connectivity. Okay, you have 5 steps. One is to register the driver, to get a connection, to create a statement, to execute a query, and the last step is closing your connection. Now, today what we will do is we will be learning in detail about each of these steps. Okay, we will learn one by one each step. Okay, so the first step is, please have things down on your book or whatever. The first step is how to register or load the driver class. Now, okay, to register the driver class or to load the driver class, okay, to open up the driver class, you have a method called forName method. Okay, the method name is called forName method. This is the method used to register or load the driver class into your application. You have a driver, you have a JDBC driver, you have to load it into your program. Okay, to load it into your program, you use a method called forName. So this is how you use it: class.forName. Class.forName, and inside as the parameter you will be passing your database. As I told you earlier, it could either be an Oracle, it could be a MySQL, it could be an Access. Now the parameter over here will differ for each database. For each database it will differ. As of now, I will be writing the code for your Oracle. The code for your Oracle. Later, I will even give you the code for MySQL, Access, and all. You can use all of that. As of now, I will be writing here the code for Oracle. Okay. Now, to load the Oracle driver class, you have to write Oracle, or this is, you have to memorize this: oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. This O is also in caps. Let me just check. Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. Yeah. Okay. If you are using an Oracle DB, this will be the default driver code: oracle.jdbc.driver. This O and this D will be in caps. So now what you have done is you have loaded the driver class into your application. Now, loading the driver class into your application will not make your program work. Now you have to create a connection. You have to create a connection between your program and your database. Okay. Now that is step number 2. Get a connection or create a connection. Create a connection with whom? Create a connection with your Oracle. All what I'm telling is I will be telling in terms of Oracle. Later, I will pass on the code for MySQL. Only this thing will change. This thing and then a code over here will change. Remaining every code is same. All the code is same for any database. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to now create a connection. Create a connection object between your program and your Oracle database. For that, you will be using a connection class. You will be using a connection class. I'll create an object, connection object, let's say CON. Okay. Driver manager dot get connection. Camel case C is get connection. I'll just make this smaller. Rahul, hope it is visible over there.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. So this is how you create a connection. Connection, create an object, driver manager dot get connection, and you will be passing in a few parameters over here. You will be passing in 3 parameters. You will be passing in 3 parameters. The first, everything in quotes, okay? The first parameter will be the path. The second parameter will be your username, and the third parameter will be your password. Okay, hope you remember your Oracle password. It is very much needed because in your code, you should be giving your username and password. Okay, so these are the 3 arguments you have to pass. Okay, path, what path? Database path. Okay, so this is how you create a connection. Driver manager dot get connection, 3 arguments: the database path, the username of your DB, username of the DB, and even the password of your DB. So now you have created a connection. So till now, all what I've done is I've loaded the driver class, and I've even made a connection between my program and my database. Now I need to write my SQL statements. All what I've done is I've created a connection. That's it. I've loaded the driver, I've created a connection. Now you have to create something called a statement object. Okay. Now all these are keywords. Okay. Connection, statement, all these are keywords. Now to create a statement, you will write statement. Statement is an as a class. I'll just make it smaller. Okay, I'll just give an object statement. STMT is equal to. Now you have to create a statement. Why do you create a statement? Very simple. You create a statement so that your query can be executed. Now, with whom should you create your statement? You should be creating a statement with this particular connection. So just copy paste this. Okay. You have to create a statement with this particular connection. So I write create, everything in camel case. Okay. Create statement. Now I have created a statement which will work with this particular connection. Now, once I create a statement, that statement should be executed. That statement should be executed. So why do you have a 4th step, execute query? Okay, you have to get answers for your query, right? You have to get answers for the query. Like, you know, imagine you give a select star from tab or select star from employee. You should be getting all the answers, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, etc. You should be getting the answers of the query. Now, in JDBC, all the query answers, you will be returning it as result objects. Okay. Now, you know, answers, I call it result. Okay. Answers, another word for answer is result, results of the query. Now, I will be returning my answers as result objects, and these result objects, they will be of a type called result set type. Okay, now let's see how to execute your query. So I'll write result set rs, creating an object, is equal to, just make this black and a bit smaller. Okay. Now you are going to write your query. You write your query over here, and the answer for that query will be stored in your result set called rs. Now, where are you going to execute your query? You are going to execute your query on this particular statement. Okay. Now, this particular statement, I am going to execute my query. Okay, execute query. I have a method called execute query. So on this particular statement, which I made with this particular connection, I am going to execute my query. I'll just simply write my SQL query over here. Select star from employee. That's it, my code. Okay, now I am executing my particular SQL query with a method called execute query. Now, you have executed the query, you have got the answer, you have stored it in rs. Now you want to see it, you want to print it, okay? Because at the end of the day, that is what we want. We want the result, right? Now, to print the result, to see the result, you can simply give while w isn't small, okay? While rs, you go on till the last record, like, you say rs dot next. Okay, and then you simply type SOP. Okay, I'll just write SOP over here. Let's say you have 2 records. Okay, your employee table, it had a employee ID and employee name. Okay, imagine it had an employee ID and employee name. Employee ID was integer and employee name was varchar. Okay, imagine, this is just an imaginary table. Imagine your employee table had 2 fields, employee ID, which is an int, and employee name, which is a varchar. Okay, I'll write an SOP over here, system.out.println. Okay, I need both to be printed, so I'll have 2 SOPs over here. Okay, rs dot. This is my first field, and this is my second field. So I write rs dot. The first is an int, so I write get int of the first field. Okay, what is my second? It is a varchar. Varchar in Java, I call it a string. string. Which field is it? That is my second field. So this is how you print your results. Simply give an rs next. Okay, I'll just give it in a, okay, looks better now. Okay, my brackets, hope, yeah, my brackets are also okay. rs dot next. I go each and everything until I reach the end of my table. Automatically my end of the table is reached. And then I print in my first field. Why I gave int is, imaginary table, emp ID is int, and imaginary table, emp name is varchar. And at the end, what do you need to do? You need to close your connection. So what was my connection name? My connection was con. I simply write con dot close. C is in small. So this is how you do a JDBC program. I'll go once again. Step 1, each and every step is very important. Step 1, you register or you load the driver class. For that, you have a method called forName method. Okay, so this is how you load your driver class dot forName. This is my Oracle, not mine, even yours. This will be the syntax for Oracle. This is the syntax, oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. You loaded the driver class. Now you're going to create a connection. 3 parameters: database path, database username, database password. And then you create a statement, con.create statement. Now, once you have created a statement, you need to execute your queries. You have created the statement. Now you need to execute the query. To execute the query, you have to create a result set, because all the answers you get will be stored in your result set. I use a method called execute query to execute my query, and then whatever code you have, whatever SQL you have, you write it inside, and then you display the result. I will create, okay, in test new, okay, I'll put it over here for the time being. I'll just create a new class. Name, we'll go for employee itself. Public static void main, finish. Okay. For the time being, I'll just put my code over here. I'll need to do some work over there anyway. I'll just comment everything. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Okay, print. Step 5. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now a few things needed. Errors are coming up. Because you're doing your JDBC, you will have to import java.sql.star. Okay. You will have to put things inside a try catch. Try. Catch. I'll just finish off my exception business. Exception E. I'll just put an SOP. Control C. Control V. Okay, there is an error coming up. Select cannot be resolved. Okay, before that. Okay. Let's come back here. We've got work to do. Okay. Now, look here. We need to fill up all these. Now, the database path, the username, and we'll just finish off all this. Now, let me give my database path. Okay. Now, database path for Oracle, it will be same for all of us. So I'll give JDBC. Please have this down. Oracle. Okay. Before that, have a question. Please write down a question. What is assignment number 2? Assignment number 2. What is a Java API? Assignment question. What is a Java API? We've already learned it, but simply have it. Second question. What is, or don't have that as a question. Explain the various types of JDBC drivers. Explain the various types of JDBC drivers. Okay. Together with that, please write down JDBC drivers. There are 4 types. There are 4 types of JDBC drivers. You can find it out for yourself. You have things like JDBC, ODBC driver. You even have things like native driver, pure thin drivers and all that. Anyway, you can find it out and you can write all that. Now let's come back to our program. I was writing the path. Okay. Now, just a minute. Now, in that JDBC driver types, you have a JDBC driver called pure driver or thin driver, which means, you need not have any extra middleware in between. The connection between your program and your database happens directly. Okay. Now, because the driver we are currently using is the thin driver. Okay. So that is why I've written over here thin. Okay. We are using the JDBC driver. We are connecting it to the Oracle database, and then we are employing a thin. Now, anyway, all of us, you are doing it on your laptops. So you give localhost. Okay. You are doing it on your own machines, localhost, and the port number through which Oracle database requests are listened are 1521. This is the default port number for Oracle. Okay, so that is why I've written here 1521. Okay, and for my database, the instance name is ORCL. Hope all of you remember a name when you were installing your Oracle database. Okay, you found a name and then you had to type in username, a password beginning during an installation. And in my video, I very clearly told, please remember this username. Okay, my username is ORCL. In case you don't remember your username, don't worry. I will tell you how to fetch your username from your Oracle database. Okay, so this will be my default path. For all of you, this will be the path. For all of you, this will be the path, except for this particular word. This particular word, for me, it is ORCL. For each of you, it might be different. I will show you how to fetch this particular word. Okay, my username for the database, I'm using HR. You can use HR, you can use system or whatever. System is the default. I even unlocked one thing called HR, because in HR there are many default tables which we can use by ready-made. Okay, we did not create tables. Tables are already there in HR. So I unlocked one thing called HR. Okay, and then your password. My password, which I have set, is RCSS 123#. Okay, so this will be your connection, your path. Okay, so we'll continue. Where did we stop, Rahul? Okay, so yeah. So now I've set my connection parameters. Okay, now I've set my connection parameters. Now let's see things from the beginning. My step 1, I've created, I've registered or loaded my driver. I have created a connection. Hope the parameters are very clear. The first is my database path. The second is my username. And the third is my password. You can either use HR or your default, whichever. Now, the only thing you need to keep in mind is, if you're writing HR over here in your SQL Plus, you have to log in as HR. If you're writing system over here, you will have to log in as system, and so on. You create a statement, you create your query, and that's it. Okay, so this is how you write a JDBC program. Now I'll just teach you, tell you one more thing. How do you get this particular word, ORCL? Very simple. I got my ORCL because I remembered it when I did my installation. You might not be remembering your ORCL, so I'll just tell you how to get this particular ORCL, and then we will continue the same program in the next class. We will work on SQL Plus, do a connection, and then work on the query. So to get your Oracle Plus What do you see now, Rahul? Are you seeing my desktop?
PowerPoint. Yes, ma'am. No.
Are you seeing my desktop?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Am I
So now,
audible?
in my desktop, search for Oracle. Search for Oracle. Yeah, Oracle. Okay, you will find Oracle. Go to the Administration Assistant for Windows, the first option. The Administration Assistant for Windows. Open it up. Okay. So share that screen. Do you see my Oracle Administration Assistant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In that, you can search for your, okay. ORCL is my instance. My database instance is ORCL. So for those of you who have forgotten your database instance, fetch it from your Oracle Administration Assistant. Okay, so this is what you will see, Oracle Managed Objects. Open up your machine. You might be very familiar with this name. When we did the INET address, you got this desktop name. Okay, anyway. You will get your database instance, ORCL. It is not case sensitive because the others I wrote it in small letters. That is why I wrote ORCL over there. Are you getting an idea how to get your database instance? Okay, that is why I have written ORCL over here. Hope you're able to see my IDE workspace. Rahul, are you able to see my Eclipse?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes.
So that is how I got ORCL over here. So in case you have forgotten what happened in during your installation, of course, you might have forgotten because I have people calling me up telling me they forgot their password when they did the installation. So imagine you forgot your database instance, get it from your Oracle database assistant. This is your username password of the Oracle, of your SQL Plus. Okay, so I'll stop here. We will continue next day because we need to do a bit more things to complete this program.